Hi, it's Lewis here again, and today I have another wonderful guest with me, my colleague Hannah, and we're going to continue the theme of talking about the employee experience as a really critical topic for both business leadership and, of course, the HR function. We've been doing lots of research trying to understand what the HR and business priorities are, both over the last year, but also, of course, in the current COVID-19 environment. And employee experience routinely comes out as a top priority, either number one or at least in the top 5. And as organizations start to think about what does it mean to have such a distributed workforce right now, as we bring people back to the work space and place if needed, how can we manage that effectively and really focus on the employee experience? So Hannah, thanks for coming along today. Let's just quickly introduce you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Lewis. It's great to chat today. Yes, so my name's Hannah. I'm a consultant in the Mercer Singapore career business. I've been in Singapore for 2.5 years now, and I'm originally from Ireland. The work I really enjoy doing at the minute is focused on the future of work and the skills that employees need alongside employee listening and this real experience area that we're going to talk about today.
Right, exactly. So we've been doing a bit of work together on this whole concept. We do some work on employee listening, just trying to understand how to use employee feedback productively, but also then sort of translating that into really sort of the design of experience in an organization. So, Hannah, give me a little bit of an intro into what you've been doing in that space and how you've been helping companies.
One of the things we've been doing most recently is really looking at how can we actually use design thinking to bring employee experience to life and create wow employee experiences for our clients. So we're doing this by first off identifying some moments that matter with clients. So we might get them to pick moments that matter like onboarding or performance management. And what we'll do is we'll run a project that is centered around a series of design thinking workshops and the design thinking methodology to really first off enable them to understand the current experience of those moments that matter, and then start to think about and iterate some solutions that could help them create and really turn those into wow experiences. So the kind of thing we're doing there is really about injecting this customer-centric mindset into HR and really driving that kind of HR mindset shift towards thinking about the end user and the customer, and particularly what their behaviors and their needs and their goals are, not just kind of how they interact with different HR processes and touch points, but really what is it that they want to get from those and how do we really want to make them feel about that experience.
Right. So it sounds like a very different way of approaching the HR problem, so to say. I mean, what do you think organizations learn most out of these projects? What do they tell you is like, this is a completely new way of thinking about this?
So I think the first biggest thing we really see people learn and kind of that aha moment is when they realize how much of these projects are about understanding empathy. And that might seem like quite an emotional word, but it's really about how this approach and that design thinking methodology of using structures like personas helps you to actually understand the people who are impacted by these solutions and really helps you think about what their actual kind of behaviors, needs and goals are. I think that's really pivoted it for the clients we've been working with. And it's helped us to get insights beyond just having a focus group and looking at data and, hearing complaints about how a process is for people. It actually gets employees to share much more nuanced and meaningful feedback. I think projects like this have also shown us that HR are given a chance to really hear what employees think. These design thinking workshops and the interactive nature and the way that we really involve both business and HR helps HR to kind of hold a mirror up to itself and understand and identify really where the problems and the issues are in a very specific way. But it really changes their mindset to thinking of their employees as customers and really thinking about impact, I think.
Yeah. So, and what kind of outcomes do you expect to get from these projects? I mean, it's great to kind of really be reshaping how function thinks about this, and of course, in very practical ways, actually work with them to develop solutions. And you know, what are the kind of objectives of these projects? You know, when we try to then measure the impacts, what kinds of data are we looking at?
Yeah, so we'll use kind of a lot of different metrics. And I think before we even get to the metrics point, we're really pushing the clients to think about this from a prototyping and iterating and a testing point of view. So really one of the outcomes we're getting is through the projects, we might get an initial solution, but we're really then running that as a pilot and continuing to iterate and test the ideas and making sure they're getting their employee feedback. I think the success metrics obviously differ depending on what your moment that matters is, but we really want to be, you know, ensuring you're enhancing those experiences of performance management. That might be actually might make some of the processes more efficient. It makes employees engage with HR more, but I think really it's about making employees, ultimately these projects are a success if it enables employees to understand the actual value of something like performance management and to feel a really positive and wow impact that ultimately uplifts their engagement and overall commitment to the organization.
Yeah, I love that. So, you know, the things I heard there, and this is similar to, I think, what I heard when I talked to Georgina yesterday was productivity, you know, making it easier to get things done, more intuitive, but also, frankly, just energy and engagement, you know, it's more desirable, like more, that commitment there comes out. So,
and it really enables them. I think enables them, makes your employee experience easier in a way. Builds trust and accountability.
So cool. I mean, it sounds like we're doing some great work in here. I mean, just to kind of summarize it, I know that, you know, we believe that any good employee experience strategy has three main things. It has good data and metrics, you know, a really good way of understanding the employee's needs and the business needs. It has focused and intentional design of those experiences, you know, with an outcome in mind. And I think you've really demonstrated, you know, how we help some organizations think that through, but then also a practical element, an enablement element, of which often will include some technology or an improved process. And all of those three things, measurement, design, enablement, are important for successful EX projects. So this has been awesome. It's great hearing you just talk about that. And you know, what I'll do is I'll check some links to some of the sort of models and things that you've been using as you're doing this with clients. But thank you so much. Really good.
Yeah. Thanks, Lewis.
Thanks.